Lucas makes good money. His salary increased twice this year. He invests. He works hard. He's responsible. So, why does he still feel behind? Why does freedom still feel far? Sometimes he wakes up on Monday already tired. Not physically. Mentally. Like he's running a race that has no finish line. And deep down, that scares him more than any financial problem. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Being financially educated is not the same as being financially literate. You can understand compound interest and still have your money working against your life. Most people don't realize this until years later. When the stress shows up, when the burnout shows up, when the success they chase starts to feel strangely empty. Today, we're fixing that. Because here money works for you. And if you understand this, you change your financial life. Let's simplify money today. 7 years ago, I thought I understood money. Finance degree, banking experience. I could calculate returns in my sleep. But my money didn't reflect my priorities. And that created a silent tension. The kind you don't talk about. The kind that sits in the background of your life. Lucas has the same problem. He earns well. But his bank statement tells a different story. Subscriptions he doesn't use. Expensive dinners he didn't enjoy. Clothes bought to impress people he barely likes. And the worst part? He knows it. But he keeps doing it. Because social pressure is powerful. Because identity is expensive. Because saying no feels uncomfortable in the short term. High income. Low alignment. And that gap? That's where stress lives. That's where anxiety grows. That's where high performers slowly lose their sense of control. Financial literacy doesn't start with spreadsheets. It starts with honesty. Here's what Lucas never did. He never asked, what do I actually care about? Not what looks impressive. Not what his coworkers value. What he values. And this question feels simple. But for most people, it's terrifying. Because the answer forces change. So, here's the exercise. Write down your top 5 life priorities.
Health,
Freedom. Family.
growth, peace.
Now look at your last 30 days of spending. Do they match? If not, that's the leak. And most people find the same thing. They're funding a life they don't even want. When you redirect money toward what truly matters, you feel richer, even if your income doesn't change. Because alignment creates emotional wealth. This is the kind of thing rich people do differently. They spend intentionally. Lucas avoids checking his bank app. Not because he's irresponsible, but because he's tired. High performers are mentally exhausted. Decision fatigue follows them everywhere.
Work,
Messages, deadlines, expectations. So when it comes to money, avoidance feels easier. So here's the rule. Once a month, 30 minutes.
no distractions.
Review spending. Check goals. Set one focus for the next month. Not 10. 1. Save $200. Increase investments by 1%. Cut takeout by 20%. And something surprising happens. Momentum. Confidence. Control. 1 focus creates momentum. 10 creates paralysis. Small wins compound. Just like money. Willpower is unreliable. Systems are not. Because motivation fades. But automation stays. If you wait until the end of the month to save, you won't. Life will happen. Unexpected expenses. Stress. Low energy. Automate. Savings transfers. Investments. Bills. Subscriptions. Money moves before you touch it. That's power. Because when savings happen automatically, you stop negotiating with yourself. And mentally, you feel lighter. Freedom is often just fewer decisions. Lucas thinks, I'll invest properly when I earn more. This thought sounds logical, responsible,
Smart.
but it's a trap. Dangerous sentence. Because time matters more than amount. And most people delay for years, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for more certainty, waiting for confidence that never comes. Small consistent investments into low-cost index funds, tracking the overall market, equals long-term wealth engine. You don't need complexity. You need consistency. If you understand this, you change your financial life. Compound growth rewards patience, not ego. And this is where a quiet shift happens. You stop trying to look smart and start trying to get rich slowly. This is where most people fail. They consume. They don't execute. Lucas watches financial content for months, feels productive, changes nothing. He saves videos, opens multiple tabs, tells himself he'll start next week. Next week never comes. New rule. Every time you learn something about money, implement one thing that same day. Open the account. Increase the pension by 1%. Check your credit score. Update your CV. The identity changes. You stop being a learner. You become a builder. Action beats information. Every time. 62% of people avoid money conversations. But high performers stay silent out of pride. They don't want to look ignorant. They don't want to seem behind. Lucas never asked coworkers about salary ranges. He never discussed investing strategies with friends. And that silence cost him years. Silence protects comfort. But conversation builds intelligence. You don't need to share exact numbers. Start with, how do you manage your investments? And you'll notice something surprising. Most people are relieved someone finally asked. Money grows faster in community than in isolation. This is the emotional core. Lucas struggles when money leaves his account for investments. It feels like loss. But it's not loss. It's transfer. From present self to future freedom. And this shift changes everything. Visualize yourself 5 years from now. Where are you living? How do you spend your mornings? Who do you spend time with? What does that version thank you for? Every dollar invested is buying options. Security. Autonomy. High performers delay gratification in career, but forget to do it with money. Long-term thinking is the ultimate flex. Most people think investing equals stocks.
Wrong.
Your highest ROI asset is your skill stack. Because income growth accelerates everything. If $500 learning increases income by $1,000 per year, that's 200% in year one. And it compounds. Lucas upgraded his skills. Negotiation, communication, technical leverage. And something else happened. His confidence grew. His opportunities expanded. His identity shifted. His income didn't grow by accident. It grew by design. Economies crash. Skills don't. Here's the truth. Lucas doesn't need more money. He needs alignment. And once alignment happens, money starts to feel calm instead of stressful. High income without intention creates stress. Moderate income with alignment creates freedom. Financial literacy isn't complexity. It's clarity. It's small systems repeated consistently. It's playing long-term while everyone else plays short-term. And here money works for you. So, if you're ambitious, if you're disciplined, if you know there's a bigger life waiting, start small. One habit, one shift, one decision. Because a few intentional financial decisions today can let you play for the rest of your life.